Let's speak now to some of the organizers of today's March, two Discoveries officers. One of them is Dr. Tabeo Meti, as well as Sibusiso Stole, both of them with me on set this afternoon. Gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. We'll get your response to Jonathan Broomberg from Discovery's comments in a short time, but I want to get from you, Tabeo, if you think that today's march is going to be what finally gets Discovery to move in a direction that you want to see.
Thank you. Yes, we are confident that the move we made today will get Discovery at least to start to listen to us. We must say, before we embarked on a march, we've tried on various avenues. Doctors and healthcare professionals tried individually to engage with Discovery, and all efforts didn't work. So we thought, as a collective, all organizations representing healthcare professionals should come together and stage this protest to show South Africans, to show the whole world that we've got an issue. And the biggest issue is racial profiling. We stand by our word. Discovery is racially profiling our healthcare
Let's get to that, because the CEO of Discovery Health, Jonathan Broomberg, whom we've just heard from, was saying that, in fact, these were his words: "We have never used racial profiling and never will." Is he lying?
You know what? I won't speak for him, but I will rather speak for myself and the community at large, as well as members of Discovery. I think we have a right to know if there's a problem between my medical aid and my doctor. You cannot come, and when I go to see a doctor and the doctor says, "I cannot see you," that time you are ill. Your medical aid hasn't spoken to you about anything. Now you have to either pay cash. What happens to those people who don't have cash? You pay cash for how many people? So I feel that the medical aid is bullying us. We are paying them. They actually are accountable to us. They cannot make decisions without involving members. So I think that, for me, I believe it is racial profiling. If they respected us as people who are actually paying them, who are making sure they've got food on their tables, if they respected us, they would have, first of all, engaged with us and say, "Look, this is what's going on. How do we find a solution around it?" Not you wake up, you go to a doctor says, "I cannot see you." What do you do?
Tabeo, is Discovery lying when they say they've never used racial profiling? Because those were the exact words. Because you've presented a case to the contrary, they say, well, no, it's never happened.
The fact that Discovery is openly denying these allegations, it's an insult to us. Because we have evidence. The list that of doctors who are blacklisted, it's all black doctors and Indian doctors. And the fact that he says there's a system that detects fraudulent practitioners, even when you're not fraudulent, they will still send their spy tapes. They will still send request you audits. By the way, when they say audits, they can ask you for the past 10 years. They say send us files for patients for the past 5-6 years. So I would, to respond directly to your question, yes, they are not being honest with facts. I have never seen any, I'm sorry to use, the racial profile. I've never seen any white person accepting, yes, there is racism. And that is one of the facts that are really delaying healing in our country. The reason that we always remain divided is because there's always allegations, but you'll never hear anyone openly coming saying, yes, there was racism. From the apartheid regime, no one ever said, you know what, guys, of course there's racism. Can we talk about how best can we solve these issues of racism to move our country forward?
And I want to ask you that very question, because you are saying that you've never heard of white doctors who've been treated in the manner that some of your other black colleagues have been, as far as issues of the secret recordings that are obtained by Discovery Health and the audits. Jonathan Broomberg says they've lost millions from medical aids just disappearing due to medical aid fraud. So where is the line as far as what can be done by the company in trying to clamp down on unscrupulous doctors and patients, and making sure that that operation does not target specifically black and Indian doctors?
Well, my response is, you have seen we were much into Discovery. I'm not sure if you picked up any white doctor there. But it's a national cry. We are saying Discovery is racially profiling us, but you only see black doctors there. I want to really come to the issue of fraud. It is incorrect that everyone is fraudulent. And again, I want to say there's a lot of doctors who are practicing good ethics out there. I'm one of them, for example. And there's a lot of us who are saying, you know what, we've been practicing clear ethics, but still they will request records from you, confidential patient information, which is declining. They do ask for it. In fact, about 3 days ago, I had a doctor calling me with evidence to say I send them clinical notes, and they are saying that is not enough. The ID number is wrong, send more clinical notes. So what we are saying is his response to media really upsets us because it is not true. We cannot come out there and just make an outcry. This AOD, acknowledgement of death, that you owe Discovery 2 million, or we stop paying you. Now, a lot of doctors have fell into that trap where they sign the AOD. Now, with signing that means they're going to debit that million rands from your account.
Okay.
What happens to that money? It's never accounted for.
I want to bring in Sibusiso here just for the benefit of time. You don't speak for the doctors, you speak on behalf of the patients. What does this dispute then between this group of black doctors and Discovery mean for you as people who rely on both to access healthcare?
You know, for us, you know, as well as myself, as a member of Federation for Radical Economic Transformation, as well as Imbumba Business Forum, we look at it in a very simple sense, you know, white monopoly. Because whites are trying to close black people's businesses. Yet, at the same time, we are the ones that are enabling them, because we are financing them to bully us. We are saying to Discovery, if there's a doctor who has done something wrong, you know what? Prosecute that person. Call the police. That person should be opened a case for. That person should be prosecuted with the right way that this country, we've got laws in this country. Don't call someone in the corner and say, pay back the money that you're owing me, instead of saying you're a criminal, you belong in jail. Now with that, it makes life easy. The doctor committed a crime, there he's arrested. Now, you cannot therefore come and say, you cannot see a doctor, a doctor so-and-so. That means the medical aid, Discovery in particular, is actually doing something wrong. Because if somebody has committed a crime, that person must go to jail. Now, something is not right here. Yeah. Somebody is trying to bully black businesses to say, you do not belong in this business. If you are making more money, you shouldn't be making money because you're black. So we're saying, as a community, if they continue doing it this way, we will close them down. Okay. They need to do things the right way, follow the proper channels, and stop bullying patients.
Very quickly, Tabeho, as we wrap, is Discovery the only medical aid that's doing this, or are you experiencing much of the same with the others?
Discovery has been the worst. We are in a process to engage other medical aid schemes like MedScheme. We are still going to engage with GEMS. However, we felt that Discovery was the worst because we have black doctors who committed suicide, who were investigated, who were forced to sign the AODs. So we felt, let's start with Discovery. What upsets us about Discovery is Mr. Bloomberg's responses to say, you know, that's a lie and all that. We are not for white privilege. We are not for black privilege. We are saying treat everyone equal. So we're going to engage with the other medical aids as we move forward.
Tabeho Sibusiso, gentlemen, thank you both for your time this afternoon.